Yeah, man. Welcome to the Lives podcast.
Peace to the world. This is CJ Alton, of course, the CEO of the Life Network. I just want to make this quick message because I came across a video that I found was actually quite interesting to listen to. Some of you may be familiar with Dr. Umar Johnson, some of you may not. Some of you may be critics, some of you may be supporters, whatever. But I will say, the man did come up with a great point in regards to reparations. How I see it, where he was discussing race-based reparations, and then he was discussing lineage-based reparations, to where he was making the point that Caucasians might actually be able to get benefits from an African American reparations movement. And, as you know, the California Task Force, African American Task Force, elected to go lineage based, reparations, right? But what the doc was saying was, what about the Caucasians, right, that might have, you know, heritage or whose ancestor might have been a slave master and may have assaulted a black female slave, which we know was extremely common and was done just about every day. Out came that mulatto, out came that Creole, right? Out came that albino, even possibly, right? So as the generation that go on, you know, you have some of these people that can pass off as white or Caucasian, and people would never know that they would have black heritage, right? So for example, a Caucasian that's 1/8 black, you would never know, right? My own heritage, my let me get this right. My great great grandfather, right, was a Caucasian man, like straight up Caucasian. You wouldn't know that looking at me. How would you have ever guessed that, right? So in regards to lineage based reparations, that's something that I don't know if that's the right route based off of this example. Um, where how could Caucasians even get a dollar from this particular movement? It's dangerous. So, I have elected to go race based because race based reparations focuses on the present. Race based reparations focuses on the future, which is, the black babies that are born today, that are going to be born tomorrow, next week. And of course, the unborn babies that will be born in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You know, these are the people that have to benefit the most is the babies that are coming up. And I feel like as black people, of course, right, we have tendencies to not focus on our youth as much as other groups. And you could debate that, you can argue that, um, but I'm definitely not the one to bring that up with, right? Or take that to. But yeah, I do believe that lineage based reparations could be very dangerous. So we have to be very careful moving forward who's creating policy and what are certain stipulations. Because if Caucasians are benefiting from this, who's going to support that? Which black folk is going to be happy about that, right? So we're going to have to create some kind of standard. And, you may need to be, at this case, you may need to be like half black. But lineage based, it doesn't require that. Lineage based talks about specifically slave heritage. And that's where things get dangerous, right? Because it's documentation that we're dealing with now. It's not necessarily the color of your skin, but it's documentation, right? Show us the documentation of the 19th century, right? 1800s, the your ancestors. Which slave are you connected with? And the example I just gave with the slave master, and the black female slave that were assaulted, Caucasians can benefit essentially. So it's dangerous, man. And we're gonna have to figure that out. But I can go on and on. I'm gonna leave you with that and let you marinate on that. All right. So peace to you.